Friday, Ranger Nation! It's Friday! And we have had just an insane week and a half, 2 weeks of news. I am just ridiculously hyped and pumped up and having a great time, guys. We are going to talk about, we had Super Ninja Steel, a new Super Ninja Steel. Hasbro is our new overlords, and maybe even more overlords, because here's what the CEO had to say about that. Legacy Wars is adding a new character. Boom Studios is going to make you go boom, and so much more, because lots of merch stuff. Ranger Week in Review. Wait. Review ready? Go! What is up, Ranger Nation? Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Ranger Liz, and this is Margarita, because apparently it is National Margarita Day. Which is because it's Thursday, and I record this Thursday. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone I record this late Thursday night. Alright, enough of that aside. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into it with Super Ninja Steel. Last week, we had an episode called Making Waves. Check out the video I posted for my full review of it. But I gotta say, it was the most enjoyable episode of Power Ranger Super Ninja Steel than I've watched every episode, probably at least twice. It was probably my favorite episode of Super Ninja Steel and Ninja Steel. It was like people were alive and not five. It just was cool. And that was my opinion, and you can have yours, because if you think it sucks, that's cool. That is your opinion. Any more of the story? Yes, they did get a new Surf Zord. It had a lot to do with, like, parents wanting to get together, and it was, not Kaylee, it was, I was gonna say Kaylee, and then I was gonna say Chloe, and now I'm just getting all of my Rangers all sorts of mixed up. Sarah's mom, Haley's dad were, like, flirting with each other and kind of hitting it off, and it was a really fun episode. It was ridiculously Power Ranger-y. It was a plot, it wrote the structure, it was probably the most Power Ranger-y episode ever, and I enjoyed it. Next Saturday, as in tomorrow, there will be a new episode, and it is called something to do with a game, and I already forgot what it was. Game Plan! That's what it is. It's called Game Plan. A bunch of monsters get sucked into a video game system that is clearly not a 3DS XL, but there's this, like, green little dude going on, and he ends up being evil, but it looks like it's all part of Madame Odious's plan, which are great words to say, guys, because that means the evil villain, again, has a plan other than just send down the contestant. I get it, Galvanex had at least some. There was, like, the monkey business, you know, monkey with the phone, and man, I'm enjoying Madame Odious so far. I think she's going to be a much better villain, and it brings my hopes up a lot for what the 25th anniversary season as a whole is what's going to have. I've enjoyed Super Ninja Steel more than Ninja Steel as a whole. So that's where that is. That is a show as a whole. With the contract, we know it's going to be Nickelodeon, 3 years perhaps, but here's an interesting thing, and I mentioned this in the Ranger Week in Review, and I'm just going to toss this out. If some of you guys are having problems finding the Ranger Week in Review, is because I did it as a live stream, and so it was like under my live stream things, and I had to move some stuff on my page to make it a little more visible, but it was just, you couldn't find it really easy, so sorry about that. But it was the Ranger Week in Review and the Toku Week in Review. I did them together live because it was my 25th episode with all the live stuff, or all the crazy stuff that was happening in the world between the contracts and Hasbro and Beast Morphers. I mean, come on, guys. Yeah, it's been a little crazy, and if you would like to check out my live stream, check out the links, and I go over all of it. But it's like 2 hours of silliness, and there were drinks. There were drinks. I digress. Let's get into, and I want to make sure I read this quote correctly. This is a quote from the CEO of Hasbro, Brian Goldner. He did talk a bit about Hasbro and Power Rangers. Shout out some Toku Nation. Check out the links below if you would like to read the full article from him. It was like him talking to Forbes. It wasn't like the CEO of Hasbro was talking to Toku Nation. As cool as they are, like, they're super cool, but, like, you know, it was Forbes or something. Brian Goldner finishes this interview by saying, "We think this brand can be far bigger in our hands than it has been in the past." So again, we think this brand can be far bigger in our hands than it has been in the past. Whoa! I'm excited. I mean, Hasbro owns so many larger brands of toys, and I think I'm for it. And after seeing, you know what Saban was originally, and then you get the Disney era, and then you get this Neo Saban stuff, and you know what? Bring me Hasbro Rangers. I'm willing to see, after what they've been putting out, I'm cool with Hasbro taking over. That's the moral of that story. There is a lot of stuff to go on with it. I put a lot of episodes. I put a lot of videos out this week where I did one just on Beast Morphers. That was announced. I did one just on the entire kind of 3 to 4 day craziness. And that was just talking about my theories as a whole and what exactly is going on between the contract with Nickelodeon, Beast Morphers, the deal with Hasbro. I kind of just wrap it all together in one video. So lots of links below, but that's going to shorten a lot of time off this video because I've already gone over hours of stuff. There's just so much stuff. Did I tell you know what is funny? I don't even know because it's late Friday night for the Ranger Weekend review. I didn't actually talk about Beast Morphers. If you're like, I don't even know what that is. Maybe you've lived under a rock. Beast Morphers is Go Busters, which is going to be the newest American adaptation. Yay! Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Oh, and if you didn't see it in the other one, I did look real quick. But this is what the Morphers gonna be looking like. I actually have the Japanese Morpher. Weird. You know what's awesome though? Boom Studios and the comic books. That's what's awesome. Guys, the clock is on. You are on the clock. Okay, if this was the NBA draft or whatever, like, fans are on the clock. Shattered Grid starting, whether you're ready or not. And right now, I'm not. But you can be, and to be fully caught up, issue 24 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has come out today. 24 is the prelude to Shattered Grid. They have said this. It's on the checklist. It's not officially part of Shattered Grid, but it's like the prelude, so just get on it. It is out today. They did also give us 2 awesome pages of artwork. Time Force and Jen and Scott, and it's gonna be awesome. They don't put any words on it clearly because no spoilers, but they'll spoil you enough by showing you some of the artwork. This is for a future issue. Maybe it's 25. Sorry, I'm not actually 100% sure, but it looks beautiful. I'm so excited to be picking up these books. Let me know if you can't get to your local comic book store. They are online. They also come in trade paperbacks. So if you can't find every individual issue, maybe you go to your comic book store. Maybe you can get caught up in another way. Shattered Grid, Shattered Grid, Shattered Grid. There's so much hype. Oh, and really, because it's coming out next month, and I haven't mentioned it in a while, they will be coming there's 6 different covers of it, I believe, but they're going to be coming black bagged, so you will not know what cover you get. They're going to be evenly distributed, but you will not know what cover you get until you open it. So it's like the comic book lottery. Except most people are going to want green, red, pink, you know what I mean. White? Is that one of the covers? It doesn't matter. Let's get going from our imaginary friends on the comic books to our imaginary friends on the computers in the Hyperstream. Let's move on to Hyperforce. New episode. There was a guest. Yoshi came on for the second half, although he is the 6th Ranger. Families. Guys, there was A Squad. There was the Alliance leader. Marv and Joe gonna meet his parents, and Vesper confronted her parents like, dude, I'm an android, or what am I? What is going on? It was redonkulous. I did like a 23-minute video on it, so I can't really talk about all of the parts on it now, but it was, all the morphs, like the fights and everything was pretty much at the front. Okay, so if you're just into the fight scenes, that's in the front, but the second half of that episode did so much for all of the character progression. Malika, lady, shout out. She totally played everything, you know, Alliance leader to Marv and Joe's like crying parents. Yeah, it was just crazy. So check out the video if you would like to see my full thoughts on it, or wait until Tuesday and it will be posted on YouTube under HyperRPG. But if you're a thumper, which is what they call their subscribers, and you are a subscriber on Twitch, you can watch it now on video on demand. So in case you didn't know that, oh, also they're on Spotify now. So if you want other ways to watch Hyperforce, or at least listen to Hyperforce, you know, they're on Spotify. You can listen to them as podcasts. There are a lot of different ways that you can get this show in, you know, depending on what you want to do. There you go. And of all of the things that I did just tell you about Hyperforce, I am not going to tell you some of the biggest secrets that happen at the end. Not going to spoil you if you don't want to be. Or something. Watch my review. And let's move on to Legacy Wars. Dude, Legacy Wars is adding another new character already, and it is Sledge. I'm back. Sledge is back, and the green looks good. I don't know, with the giant, like, I don't know, the pa and the... He looks kind of neat. He's going to be a common, which is crazy, because how many, you know, oh, only use rare, common, and rare things in your challenges, and then, yeah, give a Sledge. Although he's, what is he? He's an attacker? Or balanced? I know he's a common. We'll leave it at that. Merch news. Ha ha! We had a lot of merch news. A lot of stuff. So New York ToyFair happened, which is where a lot of all this craziness happened to be. SH Figuarts, Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, and Green Ranger, both with brand new civilian head sculpts. Ah! Shout out Toku Nation for the photos. Thank you very much. There's no like price point. There's no release or whatever. If they have the swappable heads between having the, you know, just the head or the civilian, I don't think there's any plans for any more of them yet, at least not that I had heard of. So as of right now, it's just 2. But am I gonna pick them up? No. But have you seen the prices for what some of them go for on eBay? Yeah, that means people want them, and there's still a market for them, so they're gonna make them. And that's fine, because I'm sure they'll probably sell decently well. Only thing Imaginex had was a repaint, actually, of the big Mighty Morphin Zord, like with Rita. So it was kind of meh. Here's some other stuff that was found at New York Toy Fair. Shout out to Power Rangers Now for these 3 things. Collectible wood art. You build it and you paint it, so it's not like mini plow where it's plastic, it's wood, and then you still have to paint it. A radio-controlled Ninja Steel Megazord. I'm just not a fan of remote-controlled Zords and stuff, so I can't really get excited about that. And a Power Rangers AR wall decals. Oh, those slap Mighty Morphin on anything to make a buck, but you know what? I'm not their target audience of being 7 years old, so what do I know? I'm just gonna drink my margarita in peace. Alright, oh, derp, I was getting ready to get off of merch news, but one last thing. Gamestop exclusive. If you are looking for Legacy Yellow, Zeo, and Pink, Zeo, they are going to be found at GameStop. Pre-orders are up now. I believe the release date is in March. There wasn't a specific date, March or April. Perhaps go to your local GameStop and you can go ahead and get your pre-order on them if you've been looking and you're like, dude, I don't want to pay eBay prices whenever they do get found. Go to GameStop, $19.99 or whatever your local store is going to charge for them. You can get yourself pre-ordered. Just like that. We had, okay, there's a lot of stuff with podcasts. The Grid put out a special one about Beast Morpher. No pink spandex, and let me say it again. No pink spandex. I don't know if I have mentioned them on the show before. It's been a while since they did a podcast. They came out, it's called Hello Hasbro, going over everything if you would like to hear them. If you've heard the names like Lisa J and stuff, they're from No Pink Spandex. Other ones, guys, if you are in Ranger or Toku related, but if you're in a podcast or you think of one that I am not mentioning, please let me know. I miss things over the course of the week. I try my best, but I definitely do miss things. Ranger Pride podcast put out something. Legion of Boom put out episode 0, so go check them out. It was definitely more of a preview, get to know you kind of episode. So Legion of Boom's gonna be doing one. Toku Teens is gonna be doing a brand new podcast. I think episode 1 is out for them. There's just a lot of fans that are ready to let's go. Let's get my thoughts out there. Let's get my creative flow out there. Power Rangers is hyping people up again, and I am super hyped. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I am. The sky's the limit, guys. Maybe we'll come crashing down, but maybe not. Maybe it'll just be fun. Let's see, con news. Not much really. Things are kind of gearing up. Just assume they're going to be gearing up with Rangerstop. LexCon is going to be happening really soon. They probably aren't going to be announcing any more guests, but that's happening mid-early March. Be on the lookout if you're in the Lexington, Kentucky area. I don't know if I've officially mentioned it. I'm not going to LexCon. I am working on going to Morphicon. So I will be still trying to find time to offload some things, but that are only con news other than I'm going to Morphicon. I've probably already mentioned that to you before. Let's just end it. On that, I had fun. This was fun because the news was fun. The news was good. It's great. Shout out to any St. Louligans that for some reason have stumbled upon this and are watching it. I'll see you Saturday. Soccer related. Woo! Alright, National Margarita Day. Guys, I hope you've had an absolutely fantastic Friday. I'm gonna stay tuned because next up is coming the the Toby Weekend review. I'm starting to throw a lot more stuff out between Hyperforce and Lupin Ranger versus Pack Ranger. I have ideas for a bunch of videos on the way. It's just, man, it's just finding the time to do them all. Not enough hours in the day. But I thank you so much for spending some of the hours of your day with me. It makes my heart super happy. On behalf of the Ranger Weekend Review, guys, my name is Liz, and I will see you at the next episode.